Hey everyone, welcome back to a new Wizard101 video. Today we're going to be looking at the Ravenwind Bulletin for November of 2016. The reason I'm making a bulletin this month, and I haven't made one in a while, is because I just feel like this month actually has a lot of useful information that I wanted to mention in a video. The previous ones kind of just repeated the same thing that we've seen, and usually I talk about it at some point anyway, so I don't need to make its own newsletter video. But this one kind of caught my eye, plus we have, Mirage on the horizon. So I wanted to mention a few things about that. So it starts off with the title, More Than Just a Mirage, and talks about how Mirage was announced for the first time. We had a few teasers that we've seen on, Twitter, and then I guess they also posted on Facebook, but I don't even go on Facebook anymore. And then it also says that we have a new one, and it says, what's that shadow in the distance? So I was guessing the shadow is this thing over here, and then don't worry, it'll all be revealed soon, sometime in November. So obviously we know it's coming out. I mean, we didn't know it was coming out in November. We thought it could potentially come out at the end of October, but that's just because previous test ROMs have been released at the end of October. So, but did I really feel like, I don't know, I kind of just left it up for like the option of it to possibly come out at the end of October just from previous test ROMs, but it didn't feel like they had teased enough stuff about it, but we'll get into that a little later. So here is the image. If you save it, it just saves as mirage.jpg. So I always like to look at that just to see what they name it. But I think I can zoom in here a little bit. Let's just zoom in all the way. This image isn't very big. Okay, let's try to do this here. Okay, so here's the image, super pixelated because we're zoomed in a lot. And here's the shadow in the distance. I really can't tell what it is. I mean, it almost looks like two different things. Like this to me, this looks like a stick figure or something. Looks like a stick figure, and then this, I don't know, looks like maybe someone else wearing like a huge coat, or just I can't tell. At first, it looked like some kind of maybe a vault because this looked like gold to me. But looking at it again, I don't know. I mean, it is kind of gold in the color, but these could be some kind of like clay pots, or maybe they're golden pots. I don't know. And then over here, I was thinking maybe it could be a vault or something, because it does look pretty nice. But that was just kind of my thoughts initially, but I'm not really sure if it's really some kind of treasure trove or anything like that. Let me zoom back out if I can. There we go. And then we have a wizard character here, unless this is the shadow character. No, this isn't. This can't be the shadowy character. I mean, maybe it is. This isn't really in the distance, though. I would say this is the shadowy character. I mean, this guy kind of is in shadows, too, but he's obviously some kind of wizard, right? Well, judging by the hat, maybe it's someone new, or maybe it's someone we've seen, or maybe it's us. Maybe it's us venturing into this area in Mirage. So that's just kind of my initial thoughts looking at this, the new image that we saw from this newsletter. I'm gonna zoom back out so we can actually see everything. Okay, and then all the fan sites this month had giveaway codes. I tried to give away as much stuff as I could in a few videos and on Twitter. And then all the other fan sites had codes as well to give away. So October was big for those kind of things with the giveaways. But then it mentions more about the what's going to be happening in November with test realms. So not to worry, our teasing should be over during November and a new test realm will be upon us. But we still have a few surprise cards to play until then. Be on the lookout for a special promotion, and stay tuned to our social media sites for more information. So they're still planning on something else, some other kind of big reveal for Mirage. And for Polaris last year, if you remember, they had the postcards, and it kind of just depends on how they want to reveal the world. I mean, this year they had the teaser trailer, and then we have a few images, but I guess they're planning on a little more things. So judging by that, it doesn't seem like test realm's going to be coming out this week. I mean, they could do the rest of their promotions and teaser stuff this week and then release it the next week. But that gets us into the Extra Life thing and how I feel that lines up. So we'll talk about the Extra Life thing in a little bit. But it also mentions that November is going to be the Veterans Day. So we'll have a new Veterans Day kind of item, which we always have. And then Harvest Hand and all that stuff is back too. The KI Live for this month is scheduled for the 17th. So Test Realm has to come out by the 17th. We know that for sure. What day is the 17th? The 17th is going to be a Thursday. So basically the next 2 weeks. Next week seems kind of prime for it. This week, I'm always hoping that it comes out, like this week or something like that. But I don't know. Judging by this and what they say about the how the teasing is going, it doesn't seem like it's going to, but it always could. We never know. So that's what's going on with that. They also have a developer spotlight and kind of the same thing that they did with the teachers in the Arcanum Scholars, how they answer questions and that kind of thing. So that's we have the little interview. It's honestly pretty short, just answers a few questions. And then the Extra Life thing is what I want to talk about. So KI does their Extra Life campaign every year, and for the past 3 years, I donated $100 to it. Did the same this year. And what did it say about last year? 140 people, and has already raised over 3,000. So that's just for this year. I'm not sure how much they raised in previous years. I don't think they mentioned that. But yeah, that's basically what KI has done for the past few years. And if you raise $100, you get the bundle. The new bundle, I think they send those out on the 7th. Did they mention it in this? I'm not sure if they mentioned it in this, but I did read somewhere else that they will send. Is game day? Okay. I think November 7th is when they're going to be starting to send out the codes if you raise a certain amount. And $100 is the bundle. And this bundle is a new one. I don't think they mentioned it in this little article here, but I'm pretty sure they sent out the codes on November 7th. So that means whoever raised enough to get the bundle will get that code. Oh yeah, it says it right here. After November 7th. So that's the day. That's the last day. Actually, I think maybe November 5th is the last day, but basically they'll be sending those out November 7th and after that. So this bundle is going to be a new one, and I'm not really sure exactly which one it is. I have in a previous video talked about what it could be, but I was kind of hoping that maybe the Mirage test run would come out before that, but that is on a Monday. But we could see a test run on a Monday, which I don't know. It would kind of overshadow that bundle with Mirage test run being out. So I don't know how things are going to line up, but that's just something interesting I wanted to mention about Extra Life. So that's going right now. You can go check that out. Shinobi bundle came out. I did a video on that. Blue did a video on that, and a lot of other fan sites had articles and stuff about it. So this section just goes over stuff that's going on in the community. We have a few articles by MMO Games, and by other various fan sites. Almost to Polaris, Blazing Blue, they didn't capitalize Blue. Finish up Chrysalis Part 2 in their Fire and Ice walkthrough. Well, okay, we didn't really finish up Part 2. We started Part 2. So we're starting Part 2. We are close to Polaris, but not quite there. So, yeah, I don't know why you didn't capitalize Blue's name, but that's funny. Yeah, we're in Part 1, so finish up Part 1. We'll be starting Part 2 soon with that. But whenever Mirage Test Run comes out, we'll kind of be putting those on hold, and then we'll be starting them back up after we kind of get everything with Mirage going. But that's going to take a month or so for us to, get everything done with Mirage. And depending on how large the world is. Speculate about Mirage. We actually had a speculation video too. Gloomthorn pack. We had the Jack-o'-lantern showcase. That was a good video. I just really like that pet overall. Plus it had the spell too. So Gloomthorn pack was interesting. What do you collect in Wizard? What do I collect in Wizard? I collect fish. Definitely fish is my one thing that I love. I always love having every single fish caught in the game. Whenever they release a new update, I always make that video, catching all of them. That's a fun thing for me. Honestly, fishing is that gem for me in this game that is really fun. So I just really like fishing in Wizard101. Anything else that I collect? I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't think I really have any other things that I'm like needing to get every single one of. But I just have too much stuff in the game overall. Like I'm always at max backspace, and it's not even that it's me collecting stuff. I just have a hard time deleting certain items, especially crown items, even though I would never use them. But how important is it to garden in a red barn farm? Pretty important. If you're gonna have a big garden, definitely use botanical gardens or red barn farm for that. Zenmaster Blue lists his top 10 favorite NPCs in Wizard101. It's worth it just to watch him laugh over his number 5 pick. I always like to poke fun at Blue by looking at his list and then picking an NPC that he didn't pick, or you know, for the the death school spells, I always like to make fun of him for not picking, I think it was Scarecrow or something like that. So for this one, I think I said Dorgan because I don't know if he picked Dorgan in his. Then some art from Tumblr. Looks like one of them is right there. And then that kind of wraps it up. So yeah, that is the November bulletin for this month. Well, bulletin for this month in November. And we got the teaser, which was interesting. We got a little more information about the schedule for Test Roam. I mean, nothing exact though. We still are guessing, speculating on everything. But you know, whenever it comes out, it'll be this month. We know that for sure. I'm guessing it would have to be before the 17th. So this month or next, or not this month, this month for sure. This week or next week are going to be the prime weeks for potential Test Roam. So that's what we're looking at. But if you guys enjoyed this, leave a like on it. Be subscribed so you know when everything with Mirage goes out on the channel. You'll be up to date with that. And Blue and I will be starting to make videos whenever we can on hopefully, the first day, like, right when it comes out. But if it comes out on the day that I have school, then it'll be a little later on that day, but it should still, we should still have time to do that. But that's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time.